handsome man dug through his pocket and brought out a card got on his knees and asked Heena to take responsibility for his future. Heena had dreamt about her future romantic proposal, that a man would offer a wedding ring, but turned out to be a house key card to be exact. She was shocked and overwhelmed. She shouted at the man named Kang Jin Hyun, who was a hunter, that why would he ask her to be a housekeeper in such a weird way? This is the start of the story of a homemaker in the dungeon. About 10 years ago, dungeons suddenly opened all over the world, bringing great changes to Earth. People were shocked and scared of what was happening to the world. Countless monsters from the dungeons emerged and hunted humans, leaving humanity completely helpless. But just as the world faced destruction, the metahumans appeared. With their powerful abilities, they fought monsters, and thanks to them, the chaotic world gradually gained stability. The hunters who went into the battles gained fame and wealth in return for risking their lives. The woman named Heena was an office worker who had no ability like hunters have. But one night she was working overtime at the office building and suddenly saw a screen written, "Congratulations on awakening. You have gained new abilities." At first, she was confused that she was tired and seeing things. As she spaced out with a puzzled expression, Manager Kwon asked what happened. Heena answered that she had probably awakened. But Miss Kwon was shocked and excited and rambled that she had never seen a metahuman awakening. And she asked about her stats and skills. The pop-up screen says that it is searching for the career path that suits her the best. It depends on talents and luck. And it says that the process may take some time. Miss Kwon excitedly tells Heena that most hunters become combat types, and she is going to get filthy rich. But Heena argued that only if you get a high rank, she might get a lower rank. Her brother was D rank, and she was worried about her brother because she didn't know which dungeon her brother might be in. She was thinking that if she got the lower rank, then she would stick to the office job, and the system was taking too long to load the stats. Miss Kwon couldn't bear to wait for the whole night. She said Heena to treat her tomorrow if she got the higher rank, and not forget her in the future. After Miss No left, Heena plopped on the chair and sighed, thinking that awakening was not going to get the work done, and she had heard that metahumans have higher stamina than normal people. If it is like that, she can do overtime a bit better. But she became very frustrated by overtime every day and shouted that this damn company goes to ruins, and then suddenly rumbled. She thought that it is an earthquake and went to hide under the desk and shut her eyes. There was a bright glare, and all of a sudden, the messy office with traces of overworking turned into a field of green. When Heena opened her eyes, she saw a forest full of greenery. Then she realized that she had come to a dungeon. Heena was such an unlucky woman who couldn't even win any regular lottery on top of that. Overtime this happened. She doesn't want to die. And then the system announces, a suitable class search has been completed. Heena prayed all the gods existed in the world to make her a combat type hunter, and strong one too. But God had a different plan for her. The system announced, congratulations, you have awakened to a hidden class, housekeeper. From seeing a hidden class that was unheard of, Heena momentarily forgot what kind of situation she was in, and just stood with her mouth wide open. What kind of class is that? On the system screen, it was written that Housemaker D. You can manage a home with great skills. Heena awakened as a housekeeper. On top of that, she was a rank D, the same as her brother, and the description was so poorly put together. The skill set was also terrible. Strength 8, Magic Power 1, Muscle Strength 5, Reaction Time 6, Endurance 20, Luck 45. She thought, what's the use of awakening if she was no different from a civilian? She was speechless that even a rank F would have better statistics, that would have the minimum requirements in strength, muscle strength, and reaction time. Looking at her endurance and luck stats, they were each greater than her strength, muscle strength, and reaction time combined. The skill set Heena had was a disaster. Her brother told her that luck is a useless skill. Heena started to think while biting her nails about how to get out of this mess. While the situation seemed to not be able to get any worse, the sound of a monster who must have gotten a scent of Heena was heard at a distance. She would be torn up into bits anytime soon. Run! She could only think of this. Heena tried to use all of her 6 reaction stats to the max as she ran through the grass. The heavy breathing of the monster was felt right behind her neck. Heena used all of her endurance to not give up on her life. For this, she ended up jumping through the green swamp. But she was so unlucky that when she turned her back, she saw an alligator that was standing with its jaw wide open. The dinosaur-shaped monster that had been following her and the alligator monster, having thought that the dinosaur monster was coming to attack him, the dinosaur-shaped monster was attacked by the alligator and thrown up in the air. Heena used this situation to escape. Oh yeah, her luck stat was 45. She then crawled to the outside of the swamp, not alerting the 2 monsters. Heena looked around her surroundings, which were nothing but green. Heena started looking through the abilities that could help her out in this situation, when one particular section caught her attention. Comfy bed, D. Create a cozy so that you can relax safely and quietly without being disturbed by others. Active skill. Heena was drawn to the word safe and cozy bed, so she decided to make it. But the system said that she had to find the materials on her own, and Heena felt uneasy thinking that. But suddenly a screen popped up saying automatically activating the passive skill pluck plant, C. After reading it, before she even had a chance to think about how weird these skill sets were, a bunch of words popped up in front of her. Edible grass, E. Non-edible grass, D. Delicious grass, B, etc. All these letters popped up in every inch of the green field. Heena was relieved and thought to give it a shot. She started gathering good plants instead of poisonous plants. As time passed, her proficiency in plucking the plants also increased rapidly, and the system said that her skill plucking plant had ranked up to B. Heena had collected good enough plants to make the mattress and a blanket, and the system also gave a green light. She thought it like DIY, but she didn't have a talent regarding this. Then she suddenly enlightened as she knew somehow to do it. She thought it might be the skill. After some time fondling through the plants, she was done with the mattress and blanket. She plopped on the bed happily and checked the system. How fairly did she do? The message popped up. A comfy bed made of edible grass, Despokoi D. From being made with edible grass, both hunger and tiredness can be resolved. Recovery speed increased by 20%. Below is another message with numbers. Skill maintenance period. You have oral 5 hours, 59 minutes, 13 seconds left. Heena was satisfied with this, that it could resolve hunger. Then she decided to rest a bit, but a big snake that could swallow a person in whole appeared. Heena was so scared that her heart was pounding and it would stop by any second, but she somehow hoped that D-rank bed's skill would work in this situation. Her luck was 45 after all. The big snake lifted after a few minutes, and Heena sighed in relief. She slept without any dream that day. Heena wakened up by poking, like checking whether the meat is cooked or not, and it stings a lot. She woke up and saw a person who didn't look ladylike at all, with fierce eyes. She looked at Heena from above. That person remarked that she thought Heena might be a person like a plant monster, but turned out to be a human.